Coming off of the heels of my other video where I'm pissed off beyond comprehension. Well, I was fucking furious. I'm still fucking irritated. I don't know why I'm on this website, but so man, um so there's a company called Kadokawa. Kadokawa is a huge company. They have an umbrella. They have a lot of shit under their umbrella. A lot of anime, a lot of software, and even games. They have From Software. They own a huge stake in that. All right. Well, there's a Chinese company trying to basically buy out a large portion of shares of Kadokawa. Kadokawa doesn't want that because Kadokawa is a Japanese company and it's a Chinese company that's trying to buy them out, right? So they went to Sony to try and buy, because Sony is also a Japanese company. This isn't about giving. It's not necessarily about giving Sony a bunch of control over shit necessarily. I think this is just more sort of bureaucratic shit going on within this on the screen has nothing to do with it. This is just bureaucratic shit that goes on as far as company trading goes and everything like that. Sorry that this is, you know what? Let's go to my face. This has nothing to do with. It has everything to do with buyouts and shit like that. It's basically Kadokawa trying to keep from being owned by a Chinese company. And I get that. They don't want to be owned by a Chinese company. They're a Japanese company. They don't want that. And right now, this company, and I can't remember their name right now, they own a small portion. All right? They own a small portion of shares in Kadokawa. Kadokawa's been around for a long time. My favorite anime came from Kadokawa, the Slayers OVAs, the Slayer, I think even maybe the Slayer series, and even a lot of anime to this day comes from Kadokawa. But Kadokawa also does video games. They have under their umbrella, they have freaking, I don't know if they have ASCII, but they have Interbrain, and underneath all of that, they have the Pixel Game Maker software that I use. All right, Pixel Game Maker, and of course RPG Maker, and so on and so forth. They own a lot, right? Okay, well, this isn't necessarily about giving Sony a ton of control over assets from Kadokawa. It's not what's going on with Microsoft. You know how Microsoft just started pursuing buying shit. It wasn't very complex or complicated. It was just Microsoft trying to own as much shit as possible. With Sony, this is a different thing. Sony didn't approach Kadokawa. Kadokawa approached Sony. And the reason that Kadokawa approached Sony is because Kadokawa doesn't want to have so much shares going over to this Chinese company. Again, I can't remember the name of the Chinese company. So, as much as I hate Sony, I get what's going on with Kadokawa. I don't even think they want to actually hand everything over to Sony. I think it's more or less, please help us. You're a Japanese company. You have a lot of money. We're a Japanese company. Please help us buy plenty of our shares. Not necessarily to own the company outright, but please, let's work out a deal. Buy our company. We don't want this Chinese company coming in and taking over. Please protect us. That's what's happening, basically. That's the gist of it. That's the short and long of it. That's it. And it's bad in a way. It's bad. Like it's a worst case. I can't fucking talk. It's a worst case scenario, and it's basically, actually no, it's the best case scenario. And I understand this. A Japanese company is not going to want to be owned out, and especially if you know more about the Chinese company in question. And I can't remember the name of the company, but I know I've read up on it, and I know that the company involved has bad leadership that has been in trouble. There's a lot of controversy about that company, and so Kadokawa, like I said, they own a lot of shit. The action game maker, the pixel game maker, the RPG makers. That's some of the shit that they own. They own From Software. They own a good portion of the shares in From Software. So I don't know. I know this is gonna sound fanboy-ish, whatever. I can't talk. Please forgive me. But I kind of feel like it would have been better if they approached Nintendo. But here's the thing: they can't approach Nintendo because what it is Sony already had a small share in Kadokawa. Basically, they're looking to increase the share owned by Sony to keep from having a hostile takeover of a Chinese company. So again, it's one Japanese company going, please protect us, Sony. Please, there's got to be something you can do. Buy out more shares. And really, I don't think it's so. I don't think it's so that Sony, or not so. Yeah, I don't think it's so Sony can have more control over them. I think they still want their independence as a company, but it's just them being like, we need protection. We need financial protection. We need, bureaucratic sort of business protection. We don't need this other Chinese company coming in and taking over. But if you look anything up about Kadokawa, they've been around a while. They have a lot of anime. I love the stuff that has come out of Kadokawa. And here's the negative effect of that though. Let me talk about that for a second. This is what could be bad about that. Sony owns Crunchyroll. I can't speak today. Fuck me. Sony owns Crunchyroll, all right, and they own a bunch of other anime studios already, and big anime corporations already. My worry is this means more anime just ends up on Crunchyroll. There's some anime right now, I do believe that's from Kadokawa, that's on Netflix. And some of it's not on Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll is such a stupid name, I swear to God. Anyhow, it's so that's my fear as far as the anime goes, is that a lot of anime could disappear from Netflix and I would have to go to Crunchyroll. But I guess in a way that would be a good thing if all you care about is anime and you want to have that one location for anime. So in a way that's good, but their pricing isn't good. And it's not good to have a monopoly like that. But and here's, as far as video games go, it's concerning because I'm worried that Sony would own From Software and we would not see From Software games end up anywhere else ever or ever again. And that would be bad. So as far as gaming goes, as far as the development tools and things like RPG Maker, that worries me. I'm scared that would get walled off into a fucking garden. So I get why it's happening, and it's just something I wanted to talk about. I'm of two minds about it. On the one hand, I get why. I get why Sony's wanting this to happen. I get it. I understand, or not Sony, but Kadokawa. I get why Kadokawa wants this. They're just trying to protect themselves from a foreign invader, I guess you'd say, coming in and just grabbing shit up, But tell me what you think in the comments section. I don't know if I'm back. I didn't want to come back, but I see shit in the news, and I'm like, fuck, I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it to an audience, so let's go. Fuck. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I don't know. I didn't want to come back. I've been going through so much shit, but here we are. Fuck.